And number 5, Miguel Manalay. Our first senior is number 2, Jamal Tinsley, a 3-year member of the Bergen basketball program and a 1-year letterman. He is supported by his dad, Jamal Tinsley Sr., his aunt, Tiffany Smith, his cousin, Ariane Bowen, his cousin, Ralph Millian, and his younger sister, Kendall Richards. After high school, he plans to attend community college and then go to a 4-year school to major in business. His favorite moment as a bridgeman was when we found out he made it to the Jamboree. Our next senior is a 2-year letterman, number 22, Xavier Martinez. He is supported by his parents, Elvis Martinez and Lavinia Martinez Huertas. After high school, Xavier plans on attending a 4-year university, but he's undecided where at this moment. His favorite moment as a Bergen basketball player was the celebration in the locker room after beating Richfield Park off a buzzer beater, seeing everyone jumping and smiling is a moment he will truly never forget. Next, we have senior captain, a 2-year letterman and a 4-year member of the basketball program. Number 5, Greg Garcia. Greg is supported by his cousin Francisco and his brother Darwin. Greg's plan after high school is to continue his journey with basketball, whether that be at a prep school or college. He is undecided on his studies. His favorite moment as a Bergen basketball player was the long quest from last season to this season and all the 6 a.m. workouts and summer tournaments which have led to our success as a team this year. Our last senior is a team captain, 4-year varsity letterman, number 44, Rafi Aiken. He is supported by mom and dad, Maria Cafazo and David Cafazo. After high school, Rafi will attend a 4-year college, but is undecided at this moment. His favorite moment came on January 30th, when we defeated Demorest in the first round of the Bergen Jamboree game. Let's give a round of applause to our 4 seniors and their families. Good evening and welcome to Fort Lee for today's matchup between the visiting Bergen Tech Knights and your Fort Lee Bridgemen. And now for today's starting lineups. First for the visiting Knights, number 2, Brandon Lee. Number 3, Jorge Ventura. Number 5, Miguel Manalay. Number 15, Dom Gennaro. And number 23, Luke Baldwin.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome inside East Gymnasium at Fort Lee. The setting for tonight's senior night between the visiting Bergen Tech Knights, 3-20 on the season, and the Fort Lee Bridgemen, 17-8 overall this tremendous season. Hello, everyone. I'm Dan Long, joined alongside by my producer, Dimitri Nanis, and we're so glad that you could join us here for another edition of Bridgemen Basketball. And again, this is a special night as the four seniors on this Fort Lee side being honored before tip-off. Jamal Tinsley, Xavier Martinez, Greg Garcia, and Rafi Gakian honored with their family right before tip-off. And the opening tip is won forward by Fort Lee into the hands of Tinsley. Tinsley getting the start here on senior night. He operates on the baseline, gets it up top to Bem Ogadegbe. Greg Garcia, Xavier Martinez, and Rafi Gakian rounding out the starting five in white. Here's Martinez doing what he's been doing all season long, knocking down the three ball. Martinez with his 41st made three of the season. Fort Lee jumps out 3-0. Bergen Tech tried to respond with the three of their own. Garcia with a rebound underneath. Here's Gakian, tries his luck from three. No good. Rebound out to Miguel Manalang. Jorge Ventura, Brandon Lee, Dom Gennario, and Luke Baldwin rounding out the starting five for Stefan Lastra. The head man at Bergen Tech, Adam Schrager, in his fourth season at the helm of Fort Lee. He has led the Bridgemen to a Big North American Division championship this season, their first league title since 2013. They're looking for their most wins here tonight in a season since 2013. That's the last time that Fort Lee won 18 games in a season. Trying to get win number 18 here tonight. Great defensive effort and stepping out of bounds, Dom Gennario for the turnover for Bergen Tech. So that will send Ogadegbe and Fort Lee down the other way. Martinez this time from the far side, and he knocks it down as well. Xavier Martinez, one of the better shooters in Bergen County, connecting on over 40% from three on the season. He quickly has 6 points. Fort Lee has taken a 6-0 lead as Tinsley with aggressive defense knocking that one out of bounds. That'll give the inbounds now. Here to Bergen Tech, trailing 6-0, and a pair of threes knocked down by Martinez in the early goings. Miguel Manalang. Handing it off now to Jorge Ventura. Ventura losing control of the basketball. Stolen away by Greg Garcia, who tries to get it to Bem Ogadegbe. Ogadegbe in the corner. Here's Tinsley for three. No good. Martinez tipped it to Garcia. Garcia denied at the rim. Garcia is used to being the shot blocker, not getting his shot blocked as he got it swatted away in front of him by Baldwin. Underneath, Manalang, aggressive take to the rim. He'll draw the contact, and Miguel Manalang will head to the foul line to shoot two with 5:33 left to go here in our first quarter of play. These two teams met last season on March 1st at Bergen Tech, as Fort Lee came away with a 59-52 win on the road last season. Manalang rattling in the first made foul shot, coming off a 7-point performance in a loss against Clifton last time out. He goes 1 of 2 at the foul line. Gakian with a rebound. Ogadegbe getting it up top to Gakian. Now Garcia. Ogadegbe up and under, no good. Tip down to space, Brandon Lee with a rebound. Full court pressure being administered after the miss by Fort Lee. And Tinsley again knocking it out of bounds. 5:02 left to go here in the first quarter. 6-1 lead for Fort Lee. All 6 points coming courtesy of senior Xavier Martinez here on senior night. Bergen Tech, this is their regular season finale. Same for Fort Lee. Fort Lee, though, will be playing postseason basketball, and will be playing that postseason basketball in the North 1 Group 3 playoffs coming up next week here at home. As that's going to be a turnover, a backcourt violation against the Knights. And that'll give the basketball over to Fort Lee with 4:44 left to go in the first quarter. Dan Long, so glad that he could join us for another edition of Fort Lee boys basketball here on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel. We have been the home of the Bridgemen all season long. Here's Martinez. Can he do it 3 times? And he does. Xavier Martinez has tickled the twine from deep 3 times here in the first quarter. He's got all 9 of Fort Lee's points. The Bridgemen lead 9-1, and a travel whistled against Jorge Ventura. So the defense has been up to par as usual here at home this season for Fort Lee. They have frustrated Bergen Tech into a 1-point start as we're coming up on the halfway point of the first quarter. Fort Lee has held 11 of their 12 opponents to under 55 points in games played here at East Gymnasium this season. Getting up top to Ogadegby, sets and fires from deep, no good. Tinsley, the guard, skying high inside for the rebound. There's a tie-up ensues. It's going to be a jump ball, and possession arrow will favor Bergen Tech, and will give the ball back to the Knights. Bergen Tech is in search of their second road win of the season this year. Their lone win on the road came against North Arlington in a 43-32 win back on January 27th. This is the second time that they're playing here at East Gymnasium this year, as that's a 3-ball knocked down by Brandon Lee. So the threes are flying here in the first quarter. 4 combined threes in this game between the two sides. Bergen Tech played a game earlier this season, a neutral site game here at Fort Lee, taking on and losing to Ridgeville Park as Greg Garcia powered his way underneath the hoop for the easy deuce. They played Ridgeville Park as part of the weekend's Coaches versus Cancer event and lost 50-38 here at Fort Lee. Gakian standing tall, deflecting that would-be pass attempt. Ventura looking for an outlet underneath. Manalang gets it up to the near side wing. Gennario had it. Now back to Manalang from 3-point range in the NBA. Unlimited range there for Miguel Manalang. He was dared, and he knocked it down. So both teams really torching the nets from deep. 5 combined threes now. 3 threes made by Fort Lee, and a pair of triples by Bergen Tech. Gakian on the baseline, curls his way in, not to be stopped. Rafi Gakian, one of the seniors. So 3 of the 4 Fort Lee seniors have already scored here in the first quarter. Fort Lee leading 13-7. 2:10 and counting left to go in the quarter. Manalang a little out of control. Tinsley tried to keep it in bounds, but he could not save it just in front of his own bench. Tinsley will take a breather, and Isaiah Stang will check into the game for the first time. Stang normally a starter, but gladly taking a seat on the bench so that his teammate Tinsley can get a start here on senior night. Stang a second leading scorer on the team for Coach Schrager. 2 minutes left to go in the first. 13-7 the advantage for Fort Lee. Around the perimeter goes to the big man Luke Baldwin, the sophomore. Finding Ventura, one of the 3 seniors for Bergen Tech. The fellow senior, Miguel Manalang. And now the other senior, Brandon Lee. Good perimeter defense right now by Fort Lee. Manalang trying to get by. And now a bump foul against Gakian, after he was trying to rotate around Gennaro. As it'll be 1:33 now left to go here in the first quarter. 13-7 still the lead for Fort Lee. Inbound coming right in front of the cheerleadings here at Fort Lee as Ventura gets the handoff back to him. Ventura watched by Devin Jang, who's coming to the game now for the first time off the Fort Lee bench. Jang, who had 6 points, and 3 rebounds in the last game, a win against Nutley over the weekend here at home. Another long possession here for Bergen Tech, deflected Out of bounds, they're going to say last touch off of Isaiah Stang, so it's going to be possession in the inbound upcoming for Brandon Lee and Bergen Tech. Ventura will inbound it up top to Manilang. Manilang again, a long-range three, front rimmed it, Stang with a rebound. Fort Lee playing sound defense so far in this first quarter. Devin Jang across the middle was stripped on his way up. Recovers, though. Now, quick hot pass there from Stang underneath to Devin Jang, and Jang on the board with a 2-point bucket. Beautiful assist there by Isaiah Stang. He leads the team, averaging just under 4 assists per game. 15-7, the lead for Fort Lee. 30 seconds and counting now left to go here in the first quarter. Lee getting it up top. Here's another 3-point attempt for Bergen Tech. Rattles in and out for Dom Gennario. Offensive rebound, though, sets up Lee. Another long-range three for Bergen Tech. Gennario soaring high for the offensive rebound. Bergen Tech just launching as many 3-point attempts as possible. Manilang cutting on the baseline, trying to argue for the contact. No call. Ogadegbe to beat the buzzer, and he won't draw iron. And that'll end the first 8 minutes of play here inside East Gymnasium, as Fort Lee will enjoy a 15-7 advantage over Bergen Tech, as you're watching all the coverage here on the Bridgman YouTube channel. So again, welcome back inside East Gymnasium here at Fort Lee, as we're 1 quarter in the books. Fort Lee on top of Bergen Tech by a score of 15-7. I'm Dan Long, happy to be the broadcast voice for this boys basketball season. And what a historic season it has been for Fort Lee. The Bridgmen winning their first league title since the last Bridgman team did it in the 2012-13 regular season. There's 17 wins, the most since that same team finished 18-8 on the season. A win here tonight would tie this year's team with the 2013 team. An identical 18-8 record. Stang was a little too loose on the dribble, had it stolen away, but Manilang can't make him pay on the other end. Devin Jang pull up three in transition. Fort Lee is shooting it hot from three-point range so far in this first half. That is now 4 made threes for the Bridgmen. Just seconds gone by into the start of the second quarter. Devin Jang now with 5 points off the bench for Coach Schrager. 18-7, largest lead of the game. Here's a corner three in the far side, and Bergen Tech with the three-point answer of their own by Devin Pierce. Pierce, the sophomore, right off the bench. So we have now seen a combined 7 made threes, with plenty of time remaining before halftime. Isaiah Stang with a handoff. Nice job of getting around the defender, but missed the layup. Garcia doing what Garcia does, which is crashing on the offensive glass. He gets fouled as he tried to put it up himself, and Greg Garcia will head to the foul line to shoot 2. Garcia leading the team in points and rebounds this season. Had a double-double the last time out against Nutley as he misses on the first foul shot. Garcia went for 13 points and 11 rebounds on Saturday against Nutley. He has been unbelievable this season. His only Achilles heel comes at the foul line as he missed the pair there. Garcia only a 56% foul shooter on the season. But he is somebody that Coach Schrager raves about and talking about the development of a high school basketball player from freshman to senior year. And he believes that wherever he goes down the line in the college level, some program is going to be getting an amazing athlete. There's going to be a travel inside, just a little too much hesitation underneath by Nate Tuason. Another turnover forced by the Fort Lee D. 18-10, the lead for the Bridgemen. Garcia now operating up top, handing it off to Isaiah Stang. And Isaiah Stang is going to be called for steps as well. So that turnover will give the ball back to Bergen Tech with 6:19 remaining here in the first half. Fort Lee 17-8 on the season, 9-4 here at home. Trying to get to double-digit victories here in East Gymnasium. Just inside the foul line, the jumper missed by Zach Mosca. Now Devin Jang going the other way with a left-hand dribble. Step back jumper by Jang is no good, as that'll go out of bounds. Fort Lee, the number 6 seed in the upcoming North 1 Group 3 sectional playoffs. They will be hosting Sparta High School on March 1st. A broadcast you'll be able to see here on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel. Brandon Lee try to go pick and roll inside, deflected off of the hands of Tuason. Up top. On the baseline, good contest by Gakian, shot missed by Mosca. Here comes Isaiah Stang in the open floor, and an offensive foul. No, they're going to say it was initially a travel before it would have been an offensive foul. So the travel gives the ball back to Bergen Tech, and after putting up 15 points in the first quarter, the offense has started to bog down a little bit here in the second for Fort Lee. Scoring only 3 points so far in the quarter. Both teams only scoring 3 points each. Bergen Tech working around. Manilang again, unlimited range. So impressive. Miguel Manilang now with 7 of his team's 13 points. He's knocked down a pair of threes, and Manilang fans is hitting them from three-point range in the NBA arc. He is well behind the high school three-point line. Here's Martinez, a high arcer. Tries the immediate response, no good. Rebound by Brandon Lee. Bergen Tech pulling back to within 5 now. Manilang, does he dare think about it from there? He's being shadowed by Jang. He does. He unleashes, and he knocks it down again. And he has a couple of words with a large student section that has come here to support their seniors on senior night. Manilang has knocked down 3 threes in the first half. He's got 10 points. And Bergen Tech, just like that, fans, back to within 2, 18-16. Isaiah Stang from 3, and he tickles the twine. Isaiah Stang with his first 3 points of the contest. Fort Lee has knocked down 5 threes, and Bergen Tech have responded with 5 threes of their own. Both teams really just feasting from behind the arc. Here's Lee, quick fire from 3, no good. Rebound caroms out to Devin Jang. 21-16, the lead for Fort Lee, as Jang will run the point right now. Xavier Martinez, the high scorer for Fort Lee with 9 here in the first half. Here's Garcia, double, triple team comes to him. Worked around the perimeter, here's Rafi Gakian. Handing it off to Isaiah Stang, who just scored the last made 3 in the second quarter. Kick out, wide open 3 by Gakian, no good. Martinez tried to corral the rebound. It comes out in space, though, to Gennario. And there's another travel call against Bergen Tech. They felt that Fort Lee was coming in to try to make a play, and in doing so, it shuffled the feet, led to the turnover. In that type of season for Bergen Tech, as Fort Lee will get the ball back, 21-16 on top, with 3 minutes now left to go in the second quarter. Ogadegbe into the corner to Gakian. Gakian trying to clear out his teammates. Here's Martinez, top of the key. Dribble, drive, gets hacked on his way up. As Xavier Martinez not settling for just the outside shot, that time took his defender off the dribble. And he'll be awarded 2 foul shots for his efforts there. Martinez had 12 points on 4 made threes in the last game against Nutley, already with 3 made threes here tonight. And now with that made foul shot, he's got double digits, already 10 points here in the first half. Martinez rolls that one in as well. Martinez, who transferred into Fort Lee High School last year from Queens, New York. He has been outstanding this year, averaging 5.5 points per game, but he's at 11 here tonight. Three-pointer by Ventura, no good. Rebounded by Tinsley, handing it off now to Ogadegbe. Lead pushed back to 7. Nice give and go. Ogadegbe getting it underneath to Greg Garcia for the easy layup. It's what we've seen a lot of recently here late in the season by Ogadegbe, making the sound decisions as the point guard and finding his teammates for easy opportunities in tight. So Fort Lee gone on a run here after Bergen Tech had pulled back to within 2 when it was 18-16. Now a 7-0 run in this game for Fort Lee, and a timeout taken by Bergen Tech. With 2:03 left to go here in the first half of play, Fort Lee leading 25-16. Bergen Tech is in search of their first win against Fort Lee since 2018 when they came here to East Gymnasium and defeated the Bridgemen by a final score of 68-54. And only a couple of seasons ago, the Knights went 16-8 overall in the 2018-2019 season, winning a game in the Bergen Jamboree that season, advancing to the North 1 Group 4 quarterfinals. Fort Lee's kind of flipped the script from Bergen Tech as they've won a game in the Bergen Jamboree this season, and they're hoping to advance even deeper come playoff time in their sectional playoffs. Again, they will be the 6th seed in the bracket in North 1 Group 3. The top seed overall in the bracket is Ramapo. And Fort Lee will have at least one home game this season in the postseason. 2:03 left to go in the second quarter. 25-16 the lead for the Bridgemen as they just wipe up a wet spot on the floor just in front of the Fort Lee sideline. It is senior night as Jamal Tinsley, Greg Garcia, Xavier Martinez, and Rafi Gakian all honored in a great ceremony just prior to opening tip-off. The 4 members of this basketball program, that all senior members of Coach Schrager's side that have seen them go to a league championship as well as get an appearance and a win in the Bergen Jamboree in quite some time for the Bridgemen basketball history. And they're not done yet. They're looking for win number 18 on the season, taking on Bergen Tech here. Miguel Manalang and the seniors for Bergen Tech, Brandon Lee and Jorge Ventura, finishing off their high school careers here tonight. They're trying to play spoiler on the Fort Lee senior night. Ogadegbe, dribble drive again, dropping it off perfectly underneath to Garcia. Help defense not there for Bergen Tech. That's another easy layup inside for number 5. Garcia now with 6 points in the first half, 27-16. Fort Lee on top with under 90 seconds left to go in the first half of play. And that's deflected out of bounds. Last touch off of Ogadegbe as the lead for Fort Lee is now grown to 11. A 9-0 run for the Bridgemen here late in the first half. Once again, the defense has come calling for Coach Adam Schrager's side. The offense starting to percolate a little bit here after they were stuck in the mud. Contorting around and missing the hook shot off the glass was Luke Baldwin. Rebounded underneath by Garcia. Here's Ogadegbe as we approach 1 minute remaining in the first half. Gakian getting it up top to Ogadegbe. Watched by Ventura. Ogadegbe tried to curl his way inside. Another block for Bergen Tech. And that's an offensive foul drawn by Baldwin. So Dom Gennario got the initial block, and then it was Luke Baldwin who sacrificed his body to draw the charge against Gakian. Rafi Gakian, that is his second personal foul. Fort Lee with only 3 team fouls. Bergen Tech has only fouled twice so far in this well-played first half. 40 seconds and counting now left to go before halftime. Manilang. He's been the scoring threat in this game. He has scored 10 of Bergen Tech's 16. Brandon Lee, the other three-point shooter. As Brandon Lang now with 6 points on 2 made threes. All the offense coming from behind the arc for Bergen Tech. Under 20 seconds left to go, there's Ogadegbe, could not get the runner to fall. Ventura saving it underneath his own rim, tipping it out of bounds, and it's going to be last touch off the fingertips of Jamal Tinsley. So it'll give Bergen Tech the one final shot they were looking for before halftime. Down by 8, 27-19. Bergen Tech being kept in this game because of their three-point shooting, knocking down 6 made threes in the half. And that time, good swarming defense by Garcia in the corner prevents Bergen Tech from even getting a shot off before halftime. So we head to halftime. It's Fort Lee leading Bergen Tech by a score of 27-19. Stick around as we'll be back for the start of the second half of play as you're watching Fort Lee boys basketball here on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel.
Our senior cheerleaders during the 2021-22 season. Gabriela Coella, Maria Cabrera, Sarah Adorno, and captains Rebecca Oliveira and Emily Chow. Coach Catarano and Coach Butler would like to congratulate and thank you on your hard work and effort this season.
Welcome back, everybody, inside East Gymnasium here at Fort Lee, where we're moments away from the resumption of play in the start of the second half. Fort Lee Bridgman on top of the Bergen Tech Knights by a score of 27-19. Fort Lee trying to close off their regular season with a win here at home. That would make them 10-4 on the season here at East Gymnasium, where they have just been dominant so far this year. Taking a look at the stats from the first half of play, Fort Lee outscored Bergen Tech 17-5 in the first quarter, and then both teams scoring 12 points apiece in that second quarter of play to take us to a 27-19 lead for Fort Lee at halftime. In terms of the scores for both teams, leading scorer for Bergen Tech is Miguel Manalang. Manalang with 10 points. He has knocked down 3 threes in that first half of play. Brandon Lee right behind him with 6 points, also knocking down 2 made threes. And Devin Pierce rounding out the scoring with 1 triple of his own for 3 points in that first half of play. For Fort Lee, they're led by Xavier Martinez's game-high 11 points in the first half. Martinez knocked down all 3 of his threes in the first quarter. Greg Garcia chipped in 6 points. Devin Chang with 5 points off the Fort Lee bench. Isaiah Stang with 3 points. And Rafi Gakian, a senior on senior night, with 2 points of his own. And Fort Lee not too shabby themselves from the three-point shooting department, as Fort Lee has connected on 5 made threes in the first half. So 11 combined threes between the two teams over the first 16 minutes of play. As we will get to the start of the second half coming up here, Fort Lee looking to go to 18-8 on the season. Bergen Tech trying to finish off their season on a high note here in their season finale on the road at Fort Lee. The Bridgemen look to be in good pace right now defensively once again to hold another opponent to under 55 points in a game this season in games played here at East Gymnasium. The Bridgemen have held 12 of their 13 home opponents to under 55 points this season. The lone team to eclipse that total was Ramsey, who scored 61 points in a win here on the road, 61-49, back on January 25th. Fort Lee coming into this game on a 4-game win streak. Bergen Tech trying to snap a 4-game losing streak before calling it a conclusion to the 2021-2022 regular season for Bergen Tech. Fort Lee in their home white, as Coach Schrager will have Martinez, Ogadegbe, Stang, Gakian, and Garcia, the 5 in white, to start off the second half of play. Manalang, Baldwin, Gennario, Ventura, and Lee, the starters in the black and gold for Coach Lastra and Bergen Tech. So we're underway to begin the start of the second half. Dan Long, Dimitri Nanis, glad that you could join us here on YouTube. Manalang, again, all of his threes were from well behind the arc. Ventura starting off the second half with a short shot on a three-point attempt. This is kind of what Bergen Tech has been doing all season there. Not blessed with enormous size, so their offense is just really predicated on three-pointers. They're not even trying anything in between to the mid-range twos. Ogadegbe going right down the lane, left-hander, no good. Rebounded by Gennario. Manalang now bottled up, will outlet it to Lee. Lee will set and fire again from 3, no good. Ogadegbe racing down the loose ball rebound. Here's Ogadegbe trying again, his luck from the left side, no good. Garcia fouled it up, and Garcia got fouled on his way up with the putback attempt by Gennario. So the offensive rebound by Garcia will send the senior back to the line, where he's 0 for 2 so far in this game. Garcia rattles in the first made foul shot. Greg Garcia now with 7 points in the contest. Leading scorer, leading rebounder, just the pure leader of this team this season. Garcia goes 2 for 2 at the line in that trip. He's now 2 for 4 in the game and has 8 points for the Bridgemen. Fort Lee back on top by 10, 29-19. Another long-range three, this time no good. Tipped out by Garcia into the hands of Gakian. Isaiah Stang getting the start to this second half. Tinsley started the game as one of the 4 seniors honored prior to today's opening tip. Here's Isaiah Stang, second leading scorer on the team, getting it up top to Xavier Martinez, back into the hands of Stang. Now Gakian, handing it off to Ogadegbe. Bem Ogadegbe. Into the corner, Rafi Gakian lines it up for 3, no good. Garcia cleans it up inside. Greg Garcia with 4 quick points in the third quarter. Garcia now with 10 points in the game. Fort Lee stretching their lead back to double digits, 31-19. 2 minutes into the start of this third quarter. Ventura watched by Martinez. Ventura yet to get on the board in this game. Point guard looking for an outlet, gets it to Brandon Lee. Back to Ventura. Martinez extending the defense out close to midcourt. Here's Ventura, making sure he doesn't get a 5-second call against him. Up top now to Baldwin. Gakian extending the defense as Fort Lee's trying to cut down on those 3-point opportunities. Here's Isaiah Stang right in the back pocket of Brandon Lee. Ventura across the lane. Let's see how hesitant Bergen Tech is on offense to try to even attempt a shot inside the lane. They're much more comfortable with just getting the threes up. Here's Gakian stealing it one way and depositing it in the rim the other. All effort all the time by Rafi Gakian. Made the steal. The big man got it at midcourt, and the 6'3 senior then went the other way for the layup. Gakian with 4 in the game. Manalay getting up top as Fort Lee now really getting a comfortable lead here in this game against Bergen Tech. Bergen Tech has yet to score in the second half. So we're approaching 4.5 minutes left to go in the third. Baldwin's pass deflected away by Garcia. Martinez feeding Garcia the other way. Short on the layup attempt, and the follow-up foul is going to be whistled against Gakian. And for Rafi Gakian, that's going to be his 3rd personal foul. So he has to be careful here. First team foul for Fort Lee in the second half. Both teams with 1 foul apiece. Garcia was trying to quickly get it down the other way off the pass from Martinez, but didn't have the best of angles for that layup attempt, and kind of saw Garcia get caught in tight quarters and could not get the layup to go. Gakian trying to sail in from behind and crash the offensive glass, and in doing so, rode over the back of Luke Baldwin for the foul. So Gakian now playing with 3 fouls with 4:26 left to go, as Gakian will actually take a seat next to Coach Schrager and company on the bench, as Tinsley will come into the game for him. 33-19 the lead for Fort Lee. Fort Lee has begun this second half on a 6-0 run. Another foul whistled against Fort Lee. This time it's going to be against Bem Ogadegbe, his first. Team second. Kind of surprised to look down at my stat sheet and see Ogadegbe still scoreless in this game. He has been a huge facilitator here tonight with a number of assists. He's been having his fingerprints all over this game without getting in the scoring column. Another deflection out of bounds. A little more time granted to Bergen Tech here, so Jorge Ventura, one of the seniors, can retie his shoelace. 33-19 as now we come up on the midway point of the third quarter. 4 minutes into the third, and Bergen Tech has yet to score a single point in the second half. Ventura across the lane, kick out. Extra pass, Gennaro, high arcing 3 in the corner. He knew it was short, trying to race after his own miss, but Ogadegbe stopping him with a rebound. Tinsley up the floor, Martinez transition 3, no good. Rebound into the hands of Miguel Manalang. Manalang outlets it down the floor to Baldwin. Baldwin's pass off the mark. Tinsley with the steal. Tinsley He tries a floater, and it's going to be a blocking foul against Manalang, who tried to set himself but was falling backwards before trying to set himself for the charge. So that'll send Jamal Tinsley to the line, and a chance for Tinsley to be the fourth senior to score here on senior night. Tinsley rattles in and out that first foul shot attempt, a 57% foul shooter on the season. Tinsley, 3.3 points per game. Outstanding on-ball defender. Normally comes into the game off the bench for Fort Lee. Had a couple of big games when Fort Lee was down in numbers in the beginning of their Jack Riley Holiday Tournament. And he showed off his shooting touch in those wins. So Tinsley goes 1 of 2 at the line. He now has scored, and every senior has scored here on senior night. Missed layup by Bergen Tech, but they get the offensive rebound. Mosca tries to get the Knights going here, and still scoreless are the Knights of Bergen Tech, but another offensive possession. The C's part for Baldwin. Baldwin shot no good off the back iron. A lid on the rim right now for Bergen Tech. 34-19, and there is Ben Obadegbe's first 2 points of the game. Missed on his first 2 layup attempts in the third quarter, not to be denied that time as he went coast to coast for the 2. Timeout on the floor with 2:52 left to go in the third quarter. Fort Lee extending their lead now to 17, 36-19, the lead for the Bridgemen. We're trying to go to 18-8 on the season. Again, Fort Lee already have clinched the Big North American Division Championship. Their first outright league title since 2013. They went unbeaten in league play this season, going a perfect 8-0. As Fort Lee knows, there's more basketball awaiting them after today's regular season finale, and that game will come here on March 1st when Fort Lee plays host to the visiting Spartans of Sparta High School in the first round of the North 1 Group 3 sectional playoffs. Out of the timeout, Ogadebe extending the defense against Manilay. Mosca now with a switch off has Ogadebe to him. Baldwin getting it up top to Manilay. 2:20 and counting now left to go, and there's going to be a reach-in foul against Fort Lee. And for the Bridgemen, that's going to be team foul number 3. Foul will go against Tinsley. For Tinsley, that is his first. It's been 6 minutes into the start of this third quarter. And 6 scoreless minutes still for Bergen Tech. They scored 12 points in the second quarter. But a goose egg so far for the Knights here in quarter number 3. That has allowed Fort Lee to stretch their lead now to 17. 1:51 left to go in the third quarter. As it'll be an inbounds upcoming for Bergen Tech. Right near a half-court stripe. Baldwin looking for an outlet, gets it up top to Manilang. Manilang had all 10 of his points in the first half. He erupted for 6 in the second quarter. Another three-point attempt by Lee. Big rebound coming out to the hands of Baldwin. Here's Manilang, lefty dribble. He gets blocked from behind by Ogadegbe, saves it inbounds to his teammate Garcia, who hands it back to Bem Ogadegbe. Ogadegbe across the lane, trying to get it to Tinsley, and Tinsley just can't save it before it went out of bounds in front of the near side. 1:19 remaining in the third quarter. 17-point spread for Fort Lee. 36-19, the advantage for the Bridgemen. Brandon Lee getting it up top now to Baldwin. Here's Lee again, and once again he will misfire. Tinsley down the floor the other way, and it's going to be an offensive foul drawn by Brandon Lee. He set up Jamal Tinsley that time. Tinsley had his sights set on just getting to the rim, and Lee waited him out, drew the offensive foul. So the foul against Tinsley. Now that's 14 fouls against Fort Lee here in the third quarter. 36-19. Fort Lee has only scored 9 points themselves in this third quarter, but that has been more than enough, seeing that the Bergen Tech Knights have been held scoreless. Another steal. Ogadegbe dumping it down low to Garcia, who fumbled it away, and that's going to be a turnover against Garcia. That time Garcia was just a little too unselfish, caught himself underneath the rim, and instead of trying to go up with it himself, trying to find a teammate, and it slipped out of his hands. 30 seconds left to go. Bergen Tech in danger of being shut out in the quarter. Baldwin inside. Baldwin heard me as he lays it up and in for his first 2 points, and the first 2 points of the quarter for Bergen Tech. And pulls the Knights back to within 15, 36-21. Tinsley on the near baseline, getting around Mosca. Stripped on his way up. They're going to say last touch off of Bergen Tech, out of bounds. And a technical foul against Jamal Tinsley as he was mouthing off after that no call. Tinsley thought that he got hacked on his way up. Instead, the referee had deemed that it was a clean strip that went off of, initially it looked like the ruling was off of Bergen Tech. Tinsley then obviously said the magic word, got called for the tee, and now it's going to be 2 shots the other way for Brandon Lee. Lee rattles in the first made foul shot. He's got 7 points in the game. 36-22 with 4 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Lee walking away from the line. He thought that one was going down. Instead, it rattled in and out. So he goes 1 of 2 at the line. And they're going to change that and say possession was also going for Bergen Tech. So the Knights with one final salvo here for scoring opportunity. 4 seconds left to go in the quarter. Manalang pulls it down. Brandon Lee, shot rejected backwards by Isaiah Stang. And that will end a dominant third quarter defensively for Fort Lee. Bergen Tech scoring only 3 total points in that quarter, as Fort Lee will now take a 36-22 lead with them into the start of the fourth. Stick around as we'll be back for the start of the fourth quarter here on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel. Dan Long, Dimitri Nanis, courtside here inside East Gymnasium as Fort Lee, allowing only 3 points in that third quarter, have powered their way to a 14-point lead, 36-22, as the Bridgemen try to improve to 18-8 on the season, get 10 games above 500 for the first time this season. Greg Garcia with 10 points in the game. Xavier Martinez still the high scorer with 11. Stang trying to free up Garcia. Good defensive deflection by Gennaro. Gennaro picking up the foul, though, going over the back. He now has 3 personal fouls. Tinsley will inbound it. Here's Isaiah Stang switching over from the left to the right hand. Watched by Manalang. Manalang hounding Stang. Stang getting some separation. Contorts the body and gets the runner to fall. That was a hard-nosed finish by Isaiah Stang as Manalang was playing tight defense every step of the way, but Stang still able to get just a glimmer of separation. That's all Isaiah needed before getting that mid-range jumper to fall. Stang now pressing out his defense, and Stang's going to get called for the pushing foul. And already that is the 16th foul against Fort Lee, so it's going to be foul shots the rest of the way on all remaining fouls against Fort Lee. 7:12 left to go. Bergen Tech very close to going into the backcourt. Garcia tripped on the play. He was trying to say he was tripped by Devin Pierce. Here's Tinsley the other way for Bergen Tech. For Fort Lee. As Bergen Tech trailing. Stang with a handoff to Xavier Martinez. Martinez handing it off to Gakian. Here's Tinsley, sets and fires. Left it short. Brandon Lee scoops up the loose ball. Martinez had 9 of his 11 points in this game back in the first quarter when he knocked down his first 3 three-point attempts of the game. Shot left short inside. Pierce got hit from behind the play inadvertently by Gakian. Bergen Tech is playing a man down right now, 5-on-4. That leads to the layup by Garcia. And now the referee will stop the play as Devin Pierce again, I don't know if he got hit in the Adam's apple and was not even attempting to run down the floor the other way. That led to a 5-on-4 opportunity, and Fort Lee took their time, found their big man, and Garcia with the easy layup again. Garcia now with a game-high 12 for Fort Lee. As the Bridgemen lead 40-22 here on senior night with 6:08 remaining in regulation. Fort Lee trying to enter into the postseason on a 5-game win streak. Manalang. No good. Long rebound. Tinsley getting it out to Stang. Stang with a hesitation dribble. Oh, what a nice move there by Isaiah Stang. That gave him the patience and the time to avoid the charge that Brandon Lee was trying to set him up for. Isaiah Stang now with 7 points in the game. And that time a three-pointer knocked down. Aiden Napoleon, who's come into the game knocking down the three. That's the first made three of the second half for Bergen Tech, who now have 7 made threes in the game. 42-25 lead for Fort Lee. Martinez with another three ball, knocks it down and one. Xavier Martinez now with a chance at a 4-point play. Martinez knocking in his 4th made three of the game, got contacted as he let it fire. And Martinez swishes home the main foul shot. Martinez now with a game-high 15 points. First points of the second half for Martinez coming in the 4-point play. Brandon Lee, no good. Rebounded inside though. Offensive putback is left off the back rim by Michael Stanitz. Here's Isaiah Stang, kick out. Tinsley try to will that one in. Garcia denied both times as his way up. And then it's deflected last touch out of bounds off of Bergen Tech. So it's going to be another opportunity for Fort Lee here on offense. Garcia got denied on back-to-back putback attempts after securing another offensive rebound. 19-point lead for Fort Lee, 46-25. Isaiah Stang for three. Isaiah Stang coming alive here in the fourth quarter. He has 7 of his 10 points in this fourth quarter alone. Fort Lee stretching their lead now to 49-25 in this game, largest lead of the contest. Bergen Tech can't buy a three after knocking down 6 in the first half. Only 1 so far here in the second half. Stang thought about it a couple of times and thought better and just pulling it out. Midway point of the fourth quarter, there's Martinez looking for what would have been his 5th made three of the game. Brandon Lee. That one doesn't draw iron, draws air as that goes out of bounds. And we'll give possession back over to Fort Lee with 3:43 remaining here in the fourth quarter. And a round of applause as the seniors have checked out of the game. We'll see if they'll come back in at some point. Garcia, Martinez, Gakian, and Tinsley. With 3:43 remaining here in the fourth quarter, and Coach Schrager unloading much of his bench. Ogadegby handing it off to Devin Jang, and Devin Jang continues the three-point party here tonight for Fort Lee. Fort Lee has knocked down 8 threes of their own here in this game. 52-25. Fort Lee now more than doubling up Bergen Tech in this regular season finale. Ventura with a fancy dribbling, getting Stang up in the air. Ogadegby extending his defense. Again, 16 fouls means any ensuing foul against Fort Lee would send Bergen Tech to the line, shooting at least 1-1. Maneuvering around. Genario handing it off. Manalang, look at this swarming defense still for Fort Lee. Ventura sliding up and under and draws the contact against Brandon Brito, number 30. Brito, a junior, who's checked into the game for the first time. And that'll send Jorge Ventura to the line for his first 2 foul shot attempts of the night. First shot is no good by Ventura. A large crowd assembled here. The students enjoying their winter break this week here at Fort Lee, but still coming out to support their classmates here on senior night. Getting loud despite this one well out of reach. Ventura, 1 of 2 at the line that trip. Ventura with his first point of the night. 52-26. Fort Lee on top here at home, on their way to their 18th win of the season. Xavier Martinez, one of the 4 seniors, honored here on senior night. He has a game-high 15. As Bergen Tech goes to their bench as well, Ventura, one of the seniors, in his last game as a high school basketball player, missing in the three-point attempt. And it's going to be a tie-up. Possession arrow will keep it on that end of the floor for Bergen Tech. Here's Ventura. Around the horn now, Caleb Reed, number 22, had it. Here's Brandon Lee, and Brandon Lee missing on that long 3. Tipped out in space, though, by Ogadegby and tracked down by Ventura. 1:55 remaining in the fourth. Ventura's off from deep. Good hustle underneath, though, by Reed, but he's stripped on his way up by Isaiah Stang. It's going to be another jump ball, and this time possession arrow will favor Fort Lee, as the Bridgemen will take back the ball with 1:45 remaining here in our fourth quarter of play. Coach Schrager's side has had a special season, to say the least, this year, and the good times continue to flow. Devin Jang dribbling up a storm. He'll get fouled on the floor, and that'll be the 15th foul of the second half against Bergen Tech. Devin Jang, kick out to Isaiah Stang. Stang, back to Devin Jang with 1:20 and counting. Here's Jang. He's got unlimited range as well. Missed that one. Isaiah Stang with the offensive rebound. Missed on the fallback jumper. Here's Ogadegby across the lane. He gets fouled and one. Ogadegby going down to that left side, which he loves to do. Went right around Ventura, who was kind of caught in no man's land, whether or not to take a charge or try to block the shot. Instead, shuffled and got a piece of Ogadegby, who then completes the three-point play with the made foul shot. Them with 5 points in the game now. 55-26 with 1 minute now remaining in the game. It was a 8-point lead for Fort Lee at halftime, but they have put on the defensive clamps here in the second half, making this one a laugher. Ventura with the offensive rebound, but throws it away. Bergen Tech had 19 points at halftime. They have generated only a grand total of 7 points in this entire second half. As Fort Lee had 27 points at the break. Putting up 28 points, outscoring Bergen Tech 28-7 in the second half. Here's Ogadekbi. 15 seconds left to go. Handing off to John Huang. As Fort Lee will improve to 18-8 on the season and pick up their 10th win on the season here at East Gym and send out their seniors in style with a big-time win and keeping momentum on its side as we will head to the postseason next for Bridgman basketball. So again, the final score here from East Gymnasium, Fort Lee 55 and Bergen Tech 26. Xavier Martinez scoring a game-high 15 points for the Bridgman as he knocked down 4 main threes. Greg Garcia added 12. Jamal Tinsley had a point. Rafi Gakian also with 4 points. So every senior scoring here tonight for Coach Adam Schrager for Bergen Tech. They were led by their senior Miguel Manalang's 10 points, all of which came in the first half of play. So Bergen Tech will conclude their season with this game. Fort Lee will venture on into the postseason, 18-8 on the season. And as the 6th seed in the North 1 Group 3 sectional playoffs, they will play host to number 11 seed Sparta. That game scheduled for March 1st, and you'll be able to watch all of the postseason action here of that game on March 1st here on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel. So for my broadcast producer, Dimitri Nanis, I'm Dan Long saying so long here from a jam-packed East Gymnasium, a successful senior night as Fort Lee won 55-26. Take care, everybody.